Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 2010 Nissan Tsuru. Now this has 1,356 horsepower, 1,021 pounds-feet of torque from a 7.5 litre twin turbocharged V8 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,094 pounds, now has all-wheel drive, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.851 seconds and 0 to 100 in 5.027 seconds. So pretty quick car. Also weighs barely more than what it did originally, so yeah, that's a lot of extra power for a car that weighs only a few pounds extra, and it only had 105 horsepower originally, so yeah, we're dealing with about 13 times the power, near enough. So yeah, that is a lot of extra power, and yeah, this has as much power as the Corvette E-Ray in the previous episode, so it's going to be interesting to see what this can do against that far more modern, far more capable in stock form of being a quick car. So yeah, and we've got it in the taxi livery because it is a car that is notorious for being a taxi in Mexico. So yeah, suitable looking livery, so let's see what it can do. Now it does have the taxi little roof ornament, which won't help in terms of aerodynamics, but it fits the car perfectly with the way it looks now, so keeping it. Don't think this is going to be the best in terms of handling though, because like I said, it doesn't weigh very much. It's got around 13 times the power it had originally, and yeah, we certainly weren't doing 260 odd miles an hour in stock form. So there's 272, 3, 4, any more than that? 275 potentially. It's a little bit of speed going around the corner. We're going to lose even more here. Yeah, this car does not handle. Not in this format anyway. Quickly gaining speed again. It's 275. Yeah, it goes very light in terms of the handling when you're going around the corner, so it's kind of hard to be precise. Didn't gain much speed down the downhill section, which is surprising, but we still got to 278. Eventually. We are blipping 276, but far more consistent at 275. Well, I'm going to say 275, but you guys might disagree, but we weren't consistent enough at 276 for me to be convinced that it could hold that in any other kind of circumstances. So yeah, but 275 mile an hour is still ludicrously quick for a car of this type, and I know it's technically from 2010, but it's even more technically designed from the early 90s, so that is ridiculously quick, and it's been able to match the likes of the Hot Wheels twin mill, a Mercedes-Benz AMG CLK GTR, a McLaren P1, a Ferrari J50, a Lamborghini Centenario. It's beaten the likes of a Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, a Audi RS5 Coupe, Ferrari F8 Tributo, and even an Zenvo TSRS. And it's only 1 mile an hour behind the likes of a BMW M8 Competition Coupe, the brand new Nissan Z, and a Mercedes-Benz AMG Hammer Coupe. It's only a couple of miles an hour behind that. So yeah, that is really, really impressive in terms of its top speed, but it is a bit of a glass cannon because it's only really able to do that top speed in certain circumstances because it does not handle whatsoever. It's got quick acceleration, and yeah, it does get up to that top speed fairly quickly, but yeah, the handling is completely crap, quite frankly, and yeah, that's entirely to be expected given it doesn't weigh very much. It was never meant for this level of power, and certainly wasn't meant for that level of acceleration and top speed either. So yeah, the handling being pretty awful is kind of to be expected, but at least it was quick. So yeah, and it's quite frankly the little car that could, because it doesn't weigh very much and it only had 105 horsepower originally, which yeah, certainly not the kind of levels of power that most cars on this don't start out with. A lot of cars on this series start out with a serious level of power to start with, and then get even more serious, whereas this had no power at all, and then suddenly it's got the kind of power that you put in a hypercar. But yeah, overall a great car in stock form as far as I'm concerned. It's a real charmer, but yeah, not a good handling car at this kind of level. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.